Howdy doody dandy peeps. Guess what? So excited because finally, after months and months and months of talking about it and perfecting it and putting it off and perfecting it, we have come out with the Obstacle Dominator training guide, the new one. So we're calling it Train Like the Pros, a complete preseason and in-season OCR guide. And we're going to give you guys 20% off with a special VIP discount code. And I say VIP because it's just for you listeners. Now go sharing this with other people. Okay, let them pay full price. We love you and we want to reward you for enjoying and listening to all the episodes from the past few years. So that discount code is OBDOM-VIP, OBDOM-VIP. If you can't tell what I just said, it'll be in the show notes. And again, you can go to obstacledominator.com and that's where you get the entire Obstacle Dominator package. Now, what's cool about this is it's not just the new guide that we came out with. If you go to the website and use the code, you get the new one we just came out with, also the Obstacle Dominator 3.0 training plan. It comes with a Pro Athlete Insider interview series, Obstacle Dominator video instructions on how to create your own obstacle course, a top secret controversial interview with the Spartan Race CEO, Spartan Race discounts, Obstacle Dominator mental tactics guide. There's so much content just by going to that website. Now, if all you want is the new guide from Bracken and I, then you can go to obstacledominator.com/update and you can still use the discount code OBDOMVIP and it'll still get you 20% off. Now, if you get the full package, you can use the discount code for $97, or if you use it for just the single guide from Bracken and I, it still works at $47. But obviously, it's a much better deal to get the entire package. But it's up to you. Now, we have today's episode. It feels like kind of a kickback to the roots of Obstacle Dominator, back when it was me and Hunter, in that this is a very entertaining episode. I think there's a lot of really good content, but Aaron Newell turns out to be a pretty fun guy to interview. So without further ado, and no more gilding the lily, I bid you adieu.
Welcome to the ObstacleDominator.com podcast, featuring Benny Gifford and Bracken Crocker. Whether you want to dominate your next obstacle race or just get started in obstacle racing, you're about to discover every tactic you need to know, from gear to training to nutrition. Get the latest tips from the trenches, get your questions answered, and show up at your next obstacle race ready to dominate. And now, here's Benny and Bracken.
We're rolling at this point.
That's true. I guess, hey, I'm doing the gallery review on this one just because when we have the thing where it switches to the speaker, we have our audio at different settings. And so if I make like a tiny sound with my breath, it'll switch over to me even though you're talking. So we're just going to do a gallery view where you can see everybody.
All right. So we have to be on point the whole time?
Yeah, you're on.
You can't go quiet and do strange things?
You're on camera the whole time. So,
okay. Well, then I guess since I'm not going to be able to sneak off to the bathroom, today, Aaron, I eat probably like 80% of my meals out of a tortilla. Yeah. I don't know if you know this about me.
Yeah, that's what I used to do too when I was like 12.
Oh, that was a sick burn. Like so like today, there's we had some fajita leftovers and some taco meat and some other stuff, and like I threw it all into a tortilla to eat it rather than putting it in a bowl. And yesterday I did that with Chinese. I just throw it in a tortilla, I heat it up, and then it's like a walking bowl, a walking edible bowl.
I guess so. Why do you not have enough time in your day to just like eat like a normal person?
It's not that I don't have time. I really like tortillas. Anyways, that's not the purpose of this story. The purpose is that I made my tortilla and I use this sauce I'm really liking right now. And then I put down some rice, and then I put down the fajita toppings, and then some taco meat, and then some cheese, and then I sprinkled some stuff on top. And I wrapped it up, and then I started putting the ingredients away, and I smelled the cheese, and it was awful. And then I started smelling everything and realized that the fajitas had gone bad too. But at this point, I had like 5 toppings in it, and 3 of them were not worth wasting. So I ate it.
Yeah, that was probably like $1.50 you would have wasted. So
yeah, but I mean that's a crunch wrap.
Dude, Aaron, I've had to switch to that mentality lately because I grew up fighting for food in a family of 8 and you didn't throw anything away. But I've started being like, this is like $1.50 I'm throwing away here.
I know. And I broke this when we moved. I was like, Lisa, we're adults now. Like we're homeowners now. It's time for me to adopt the mentality. When in doubt, throw it out. Like I'm no longer eating sketchy food. And today I ate sketchy food and I've got some rumbling going.
What?
So,
yeah, but that's like the best. When in doubt, you'll like maybe lose some weight and then run faster.
Yeah, I think I have a pretty good gut because of it. I can handle a little bit of mold or some fromanga on my sandwich. But I got a little out of shape now in the last 2 months of not eating questionable food. So
a little bit of salmonella in your cookie dough, no big deal.
A little bit. So there's no surprise on this episode. We obviously have Aaron Newell here.
Yes. Well, his name, I believe the name shows up. He has the penis mightier is his name.
The pen is mightier.
We know why you put it, Aaron. But are you drinking, what is that, chocolate milk?
Chocolate milk that I think is still okay.
Now that's one place I don't mess with. When dairy goes bad, I can't do it. But chocolate milk is the exception because the chocolate really covers up the smell and the taste for a little bit.
It hides all the nasty. Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're eating dairy just in different forms. Cheese has gone bad. Milk has gone bad. What's the difference?
Yeah,
with cheese, it's already moldy. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure cheese is what you get from bad milk that just sits around.
So maybe this is just natural gas. Maybe this is just normal.
Waiting for Dwight Schrute to chime in and be like, you guys are idiots. You know nothing about how dairy is made.
Aaron, are you noticing what I'm noticing on Benny suddenly?
Oh, that he's got like earrings and a necklace and that.
Not just the earring. He has a dangly, like either pirate or like elderly woman dangly earring.
It's a feather. I just got it tonight. I was just at a CBD class by the shop that I'm sponsored by.
You got a dangly feather earring for your CBD class?
Oh yeah, I did. That's a universal laugh, so I guess I'm missing some irony here.
Well, it's just not like the best selling point for CBD is not a lifestyle, bruh. You take CBD. But everyone at my CBD meeting got this dangly feather earring.
No, it wasn't like it's some it wasn't some goodie bag they were handing out for showing up. It was at the shop and they have stuff like this there, and so I got one. You know what, man?
You paid for it?
No,
I thought maybe like a friend who was like really trying hard gave you that, and you're like, hey, thanks, man, I'll wear it.
You see this right now? You're making me sweat, bro. You're making me sweat with your judgments. No. I'm like Bracken. I sweat for like random no reasons, but no, it's like a big.
No. I don't sweat for random no reasons. I sweat when I'm on the phone.
Yeah, that's pretty much a no reason. You're a teacher. You shouldn't have anxiety speaking to people.
I don't talk on the phone if I teach.
Why do you sweat when you talk on the phone? That doesn't really like a very.
I don't know. I'm sure we could dig back somewhere in my history. We could get Freudian with it and find out what incepted this.
Bracken's crying by the end of this conversation, and my mother just never loved me.
Yeah, what would I find out if we dug far enough back to realize why I sweat on the phone? Like what happened in my childhood?
I'm pretty excited. This is not an explicit warning. This is if you are parents and your kids are listening, you don't want them to hear about the wild side of life, pause this next part. But I'm pretty excited because I'm doing MDMA pretty soon coming up to dig through some old stuff that is buried. I've only done it once, and big old sweat drop just dropped me saying that on the pood. But I'm excited, man. Aaron, you ever mess around with those acronyms?
No, none of the acronyms, I don't think, except CBD. They sponsor me. That's right.
We're going to gloss over Benny's drug use and move back to
medicine.
That didn't happen.
It's medicine. All right. Medicine is the appropriate term.
Yeah. No, it's good to announce that in a public forum that you're.
No. Yeah.
I mean, Rogan does it, so I can get away with it, right?
Be part of that.
Yeah.
So who'd you say you're sponsored by, Aaron?
Little Tree Labs. They give me some CBD stuff.
That's
Did
cool.
your care package come with a feather earring?
Dude, it didn't, surprisingly. I think I would have to buy that like Benny did.
Dude, that's some third tier shit. You need to step up the quality.
Feather earring.
Earned, not given.
This also came from them. This is called Dragonite. It's a material that blocks EMF frequencies. The way I see it is, if it works, cool. I'm blocking EMF. If it doesn't, I got a cool necklace.
Wait, so are you? Go ahead, Aaron. Then I have some questions to unpack.
No, I'm waving at my mother. She keeps making sounds, and I don't know if you can hear them.
No, we can't.
No.
All right. I'm not looking to turn this into a Let's Ridicule Benny podcast, but
no, let's do that.
So you have a $50 size EMF blocker on your sternum. So walk me through the logic. Is this that it creates a halo like surrounding your entire body?
The fact
and it knows where to encirculate, like to encapsulate you, or does it only block specifically EMF rays targeted at your sternum where that's laying?
The fact that you pointed out that it's on my diaphragm shows that you've read some kind of article or something on this, because you're specifically wearing it.
No, I said sternum.
Oh, well, this area.
That's not your diaphragm.
No, this is my sternum.
Well, you were bent all low. It was dangling like your earring.
Dude, no, come on. You know that's not my sternum. You were wrong. This is not my sternum. But you did say diaphragm at first, I think. But no, you're supposed to wear it. I forget what the exact range is, but it's like somewhere around here, something with your body's energy field and it.
What do you think its range is?
I don't know. My body.
Half an inch. It's about how wide it is.
What if the EMF attacks from behind?
No. There's something about your chakra, something that enhances it into a bubble around you. You know what? When you guys wake up with cancer on your testes from this, I'm gonna be like, hey, should have worn some Dragonite.
You know, I bet it might work better if you like inserted it inside of you and then it just got all throughout your bloodstream.
Yeah.
You guys are taking a shit on a huge Dragonite suppository industry, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I was a target for assassination via bullet, I wouldn't wear like a $50 on my chest to protect me, hoping he hits it. I would have it all over the place. I think you need to do the same.
You know what? That's actually I'm coming out with a design for
Have you seen how they do motion capture for video games or like Marvel movies?
Yeah,
those suits with the dots all over. Essentially, that's what you need.
I have a morph suit. This is actually my closet behind this sexy wall here, and I have a full morph suit that I'm decking out like chainmail with Dragonite. So we got to keep this between us, though. So we got to patent this technology.
Is that a wall or a curtain? That looks an awful lot like a curtain.
It's a wall. It's actually not a wall at all. This is a tree right here. No, it's a sheet.
Is that sheet more or less like impenetrable than your EMF blocker?
No, you guys want to see? This is held together just out of shot by duct tape. Actually, I found out Gorilla Tape rips paint off walls. So this is now here like permanently. I'm not taking it off because it rips paint off. And now I know that.
Well, I'm going to pull a super smooth segue. Aaron, you are a strong runner in OCR, right? Like you're kind of coming from the mountain side of it, right?
Yeah, say I'm strong, not fast.
I think that's a compliment to a runner, to be a strong runner.
Yeah, unless you're not fast. Then
True, but speed peters out. Like I would consider myself a fast person, but I wouldn't consider myself fast at a 5K or a marathon.
That's true. Benny's the same way.
Yeah. I think speed
only
doesn't
on a
translate as far.
What?
Nothing.
You got to say it again. We missed it.
I said Benny's the same way, only on.
And now your phone vibrated in the same spot that we missed it before.
Dude, Nicole does this every time. Every time I have a podcast, she texts me, and then it buzzes, and then I don't know how to turn it off.
Just turn on Do Not Disturb.
I don't know how to do that.
Are you on Android or Apple?
Android. Don't know how to do it. Oh, wait.
Scroll down from the top and hit the Do Not Enter sign.
Wait. Is this an all Android user podcast right now?
Dude, not willingly. I would rather have an Apple.
No. This is a giant middle finger to you Apple mofos.
No, please give me an Apple. I would love an Apple.
I have grapes, no apples for you, my friend. So
my last phone was an iPhone, and it just struggled with video calling. The battery just burned through it, so I went to the Google Pixel 2, and I got to say that as sleek as Apple is, this Pixel 2 is the best phone I've ever owned.
Yep.
I've heard good things.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard good things about you being a strong runner. Segue number 2. But
yeah, I guess so.
But I don't want to talk about the running that you do now. I mean, we can talk about that later, but I feel like we know the running you do now. But let's talk about how you got to this level of running. Because most people in OCR got here a strange way, or if not strange, a atypical way. So take me back to the beginning of Aaron Newell. When did you become an athlete, and walk me through your little traversing path to this point?
So basically I started running when I was in like fourth or fifth grade. They had like a running thing, and my brother did cross country, and he's like 5 years older than me. But then started.
Was he good?
He's like, I mean, he's 5 years older than me, so like to me he was good, but like yeah, he's fine. He ended up running like a 14:45K out of college or something. So
Post collegiately?
Yeah. So he was like fast-ish.
Nice. Where did he run in college?
Just at New York school, Cortland.
Yeah, Cortland SUNY?
P3, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started running then I started Nordic skiing. And then...
How long did you Nordic ski for?
Pretty much through middle school and high school. And
like a serious thing or as a hobby?
Yeah, I was New York State champ when I was a senior.
Oh, I'm gonna pick that card up off the ground.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, what does that mean? Because like state champ skiing in Wisconsin would mean that you joined the ski club and like you took first out of 7. Like, what is skiing like on the East Coast? How competitive?
It's a lot more competitive. New York kind of gets a bad rap because they're not technically part of New England, according to the New York skiing, or not the New York, the U.S. Skiing Federation or whatever. So we're mid-Atlantic, and they just get like totally shit on because it's like New York and Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania. Sorry, not Philadelphia.
The great state of Philadelphia.
Yeah. But like all the states that don't really get very much snow, but New York and the upstate at least gets a lot of snow. So we have like a lot of good Nordic skiers because of Lake Placid, where the Olympic Training Center is, and where the Olympic Games were. So a lot of good Nordic skiers.
So how would you compare being a state champ in cross to being a state champ in Nordic skiing? Which one's tougher to do?
Way harder to do in cross, but that's just because New York has like it's like New York and California for like the best high school runners. Pretty much. I mean,
how close is it?
Texas is okay. How close is what?
I mean, how close is the skiing to being on par with competitive level of the cross country programs? Do you get equal, like you don't get big turnout, or do they have a decent enrollment in those programs?
No, there's like decent enrollment. It's just like if skiing in the U.S. just isn't as good as skiing in, say, Norway, Finland, and just because like it's the lifestyle there. Like kids just grow up skiing, like kids grow up, I don't know, playing soccer here or baseball, I guess, is what kids play. But yeah, so the like level of Nordic skiing as a whole is lower, but like usually the top end is just as or close to as competitive as it would be.
Okay. How did that compare to your success on the track and in cross country?
I was like a decent cross country runner. I'd like to go to state. I think I ran like 15:45 on a cross course.
For a full 5K?
Yeah, for like a hilly 5K.
Nice.
So I guess if I was on a road, I'd probably do like 15:30, maybe 15:20 in high school.
Yeah.
And that's probably about as fast as I've been.
We got some pretty consistent feedback on kind of what you just said there about how we have people like you on, primarily we interview really good athletes, and we made an exception in this case, but with people like Aaron, they say things like, I was a decent cross country runner, and most people who listen to this, or half of them were in track, half of them weren't. And so if you said that, if I wouldn't have known that there are people who run in the 13s, I think, and also the 12s for 5Ks, I would have been like, oh, that means he runs like a high 16 or 17 minute. The point is, it's like, it's respective to what we've seen. So I'm sure a lot of people are listening to this and being like, oh, great, a hilly 5K and he ran in the 15s. That's bullshit. So I like that I'm going to always ask you numbers moving forward about like when you say, oh, my deadlift is, I want to know what that is, because everyone has a weird scale for that.
Yeah. I mean, with running at least, it's like, it's so weird though, because like pretty much, especially in OCR, anyone you can pick, you can be like, oh, they're a great runner. Like Woodsy's a great runner right now, and he could go like under 15 probably any day right now just because he's in shape. But like a good high school runner will pick him off on a cross country course.
Wow.
Like without a doubt.
That is real.
I have this thing I do. Anytime I run something good, I get really excited. I get home and then I think I wouldn't have won state in my high school this year.
Yeah.
In fact, I might not have won women's nationals, at USA's this year. And then I realized, there are levels to this game, and everyone's always impressed by the level above them, and everyone's always unimpressed by their current level. It's kind of the way this thing rolls.
Well,
all right, so you skied well in high school and you ran well as well. What did you do after that?
Well, actually, I also rock climbed, so I was like ranked like top 5 in the U.S. For like under 18, I think, or like 14, 15, whatever the age group.
Now, was that independent of scholastic competition?
Yeah, so rock climbing at that point at least wasn't in schools, so that was just like go to the gym and there's a team for the gym, and then climb.
That's incredible, man. You have a really well-rounded and in every respect a very high-performing athletic background. I want to know why
isn't he better at OCR?
Yeah, why do you suck at OCR?
Exactly why.
No, you just walked away
getting surgery.
Wait, you can't call it a title, I think, because you didn't win, but you just had a fantastic performance in Vermont. You were happy with that, right?
Yeah, I was happy with it. I mean, my ankle started like folding up towards the end, and that kind of hurt, but I held off Woodsy, so that was nice.
Yeah, that was awesome to see. And can we call that your breakout race? I mean, have you had another high placing race at a big championship style level race yet?
Pretty much the first race I really did was San Jose last year, and I got 5th on a totally broken ankle. Like my navicular was split in half, and I did it in cross country class. So I felt like I ran better there, but.
Okay. I think you were a dark horse there, and this is, I don't know, Bracken, would you call this his breakout race?
I think this is his closest to running a potential race, if that doesn't sound negative. I feel like you have a different you have a different frame of reference for success. I feel like most people's is, man, how fast can I get? How good can I get? I wonder how talented I am. And yours is, how close to 100% health can I get and maintain and actually get to use in a race? I feel like we haven't seen you healthy and able to keep that for long enough to train to even see like what your ceiling in the sport is.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is like right now is the longest I've trained in 7 years, and it's pretty much been since like March, I think.
Wow.
Basically after Alabama. Before Alabama and Jacksonville, I wasn't able to run. I got surgery a little over a year ago. So. Man,
that's nuts. So, but before we get away from your high school time frame, what kind of kid were you in there? I always think about like what clique were you in? Were you kind of a lone wolf?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just like did so much stuff that like running and skiing and climbing that like I would get up pretty early and like go for a run and then go up to school late and then like, I don't know, go ski with the team and then go straight from there to the climbing gym. So like, I don't know. I don't know. I had friends, but I did a lot of stuff.
Good. That's good. Friends are nice.
Yeah. Were you running? I mean, I want to get like the meat and potatoes. Why you were so athletically inclined? Like, not that everybody who's a great athlete has to have some tragic motivating factor or something, but like, did you have a rough, home life? And so you just wanted to spend your time out on these athletic activities? Was your dad a great athlete or your mom? What?
Oh yeah. I mean, you actually kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, my dad was like a pretty big asshole. And like, he would do stuff like he'd like kick my dog and then I'd be like, don't kick the dog. And he'd be like, you can't talk back to me. And then like we get into like fist fight. There was like a bunch of things. Like he pretty much like broke a couple ribs, tried to like split my head open, hit me with like, some broomsticks and stuff. I got belted. I got like spanked all over the place. Pretty much until I like started climbing and like had some like meat on me and was able to like throw him around. And then like he sort of stopped, but then then like he stopped stopping, and then we like really started fighting. Then we had to like not be in the same room together. So that was when I started like trail running a lot, because I would just be like, oh, I can go out for like 2 or 3 hours at a time and just like not be in the house. And so I would like wake up really early, go for a run, go to school, go to practice, and then go to the climbing gym, and then it would be like time to go to sleep. So, and then just do that every day.
You know, you say this with a big old smile on your face the whole time, and that's, you know, you could just say that's the Aaron personality. Anybody who talks to Aaron, he's smiling and joking around. But I know, do you feel like a heaviness as you talk about that? I mean, obviously it's propelled you to, and not saying it's because of your dad that you're a great athlete, but you know, it propelled you to do things that kind of sculpted your future like this. But I don't know, you seem pretty lighthearted when you chat about it. Are you guys, do you have a working relationship now, or is it kind of just, nah?
No, we don't talk. I haven't talked to him in like quite a few years because of a lot of stuff, but essentially like he would tell me that like I needed to like stop climbing, and that like I'd never amount to anything because like I focused on athletics. And I was like, okay, like you can think whatever you want to think. So like I had to like pay for like my climbing gym membership, like team membership. I had to like borrow people's Nordic skis to like live in States on.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just like annoying and like butting heads with somebody who should be supporting you.
So you were working since you were young then, if you were paying for all this stuff. What were you doing?
Yeah, so I like worked at like a Boy Scout summer camp, which is funny because like I kind of despised the Boy Scouts, or despised the Boy Scouts.
Wait, what? Troop 2062, my friend. What you got against the Boy Scouts?
I just think that their views on like the outdoors and stuff is more of like a trying to make nature submit to the will of mankind, like being harmoniously in nature.
I can see that.
I'd go camping with them and bring like 60 pounds of gear, and they'd be like, yeah, let's bring the Dutch oven, let's bring like the world's biggest tent and like 12 sleeping bags and blah blah blah. I'd be like, oh, this is getting heavy fast.
I think you started your adventures into Mother Nature at like a college level, where Boy Scouts, it's Boy Scouts. It's meant to take couch potatoes and get them outside. And if that's the only way you can get a potato outside, then it's better than nothing. But I do agree, Boy Scouts is like a step. I think it's a great launching platform to get people outside. But if you never progress past it, you're still a Boy Scout.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you never break out of the Boy Scouts, you're
So what, you were the cool, I say cool because I was a Boy Scout my entire life. And every time we would go to scout camp, the guys that lived and worked there were always like the coolest people I'd ever seen. I was like, you get to work here and watch kids bounce off the blob all day and canoe and kayak around. How cool was that working there? Or is that kind of why you grew to just be like, Boy Scouts?
No, it was sweet. I worked on the high ropes course. I like told them, I was like, hey, like I just started rock climbing, and they were like, oh, you're way more qualified than me. And I was like, oh, this is scary.
That's awesome, dude. The ropes course is always so cool. Did you do that part where you have to you climb to the top of the telephone pole and you have to make that transition to where you're freestanding on top of it? That shit is scary.
But yeah, then I worked at Eastern Mountain Sports, which is like a gear shop, since I was like 16 or right before I was 16. I actually lied to them about my age so I could get the job.
Yeah.
I was, yeah, I'm 16. And then like they figured it out once I was filling out my W-2 or W-4. Yeah, W-2 that I was not 16.
So you didn't get to, so obviously they,
No, they hired me still. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they kept me. I worked there for a long time. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, dude. Your entire life has been outdoorsy, and I'm not saying it hasn't had its downs, but it's just been very much this. Just you worked at a Boy Scout camp, you worked at a mountain like sports apparel or gear type place. Your entire life has just been outdoors sports. That's freaking badass.
Yeah, I like it.
So that level of drive you showed, getting up, going for multi-hour runs, then going to school, then going to practice, then climbing. You think that was something that was like just in your nature, or was it kind of your dad drove you to find that out?
No, I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. Like, I was like,
it was more than an escape.
Yeah, I mean, I like would like wake up early, like earlier than I needed to, and like go run. But I was also like, if I do like a ton of stuff and do as little homework as possible, then that's awesome.
So when you finally moved out of the house, what changed? Did the hours you started putting towards things kind of dwindle, or did you find that was already like the fire was burning and it didn't matter anymore without him in the picture on a daily basis?
So basically, like the day I started college, my parents got divorced. They were like, "Hey, just to let you know, like we're divorced now." And I was like, "Why didn't you do this like 10 years ago?"
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much what happened was I went to West Virginia and climbed there for like 2 months, and then took like a 30-foot fall off of like a really sketchy grad climb, and like hit the ground. I think I broke my ankle, and then had to like drive to the hospital with like a broomstick attached to the clutch because my friends couldn't drive a stick.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so then I went to college with like a broken ankle, and then got mono, giardia, and then like
got giardia.
Yeah, this like nonstop wave of like bone density crushing like sicknesses just like killed me for the past.
And that was just the beginning of this tidal wave.
The beginning of this like never ending until now, hopefully, like string of injuries. Like I tore my labrum in my hip, had to have surgery on that, broke my foot, broke my other foot, broke my other foot again, and then like had to get multiple surgeries to like unfuck what a doctor did.
Jeez.
Yeah. But now hopefully that's all done.
Yeah, are you drowning yourself in that what'd you call it? Something labs? CBD?
Oh yeah, the little tree labs CBD. Yeah, actually, so it's weird because I wasn't able to run this whole winter, and Nicole was sponsored by them, so I was like going nonstop ham on it. I was like, oh, this is like, I don't believe in like any of that stuff, or I didn't, and then I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna like keep taking it because Nicole gets it for free, and then yeah, all of a sudden my foot felt good, and then I went and ran like 100 miles in a week in the Grand Canyon with like 35,000 feet of climbing. So I was like, I'm back.
Hell yeah, dude. So what is she, or I mean, what are you taking now? You went like this. Is that you squeezing oil? Is it?
Yeah, they have like a dropper thing that's like a CBD oil. They also have like a cream thing that I like put on my stuff that hurts.
Stuff that hurts. Sometimes stuff that doesn't hurt.
Which is like currently like a knee and an ankle and my shoulder.
I hate to even add credence to this CBD conversation, but Lisa had some pain this week, and Marin, my sister, gets this sponsorship through some local health store, and she brought over some CBD oil for Lisa, or lotion, and she used it all, and then she's like, I think we need to get some more of this. I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell me this.
Did it come with a feather though?
It didn't come with a feather.
I'm telling you, it's what you guys are missing out on. It's either artistic organics or it's nothing. Okay, that's the name of the shop.
Tell you what, send some more our way. I'll let Lisa use it out, and I'll test it out as well. And if you can convince me, then I'll become a spokesperson for it.
Well, this is perfect timing because, I mean, it's preemptive talking about this, but at the class tonight, Kelly, we had her on here. She's the owner of the shop. She was wanting to sponsor the episode or the podcast. So I was like, we'll get you the media kit. We'll talk about it. And this might be perfect timing. So we're very transparent here. I'm completely sold on CBD. CBD as a whole looks like it just converted Aaron too. Bracken's wife is on board now. So you're just the next in the line of dominoes, my friend. You can't fight.
Kelly, is Kelly the one that plucked the feathers from
yes,
whatever bird of prey that was?
Dude, it's a bald eagle, believe it or not. And she used a shrink ray to shrink it down to the appropriate size. And dude, it's actually pretty sweet. It's made out of leather, and it like, you can like tickle it. Wait, where's the...
It's just that small because it's like a butt feather.
Right, exactly.
Like a...
That's nice. Extra powerful.
The butt feathers are the ones that direct the entire bird. So you can go for the wings that provide the power, but what's power without a fend? What's the thing called in the boat?
I'm talking more like an anus feather. But...
You're thinking rudder. You're thinking anal.
Rudder.
Classic mix-up.
We're all there. All right. So Bracken, you're on board at some point.
All right. Send me a sample or two, and I'll do my due diligence.
All right. Well, also, that's not really how CBD oil works. It takes time because it's a normal it's like a natural product. It's not a pill you pop to get immediate results or something. It takes time for your body to start using it. But I'll send you a whole vial.
I think
a whole vial.
What I did was just take way more than it tells you to take. It works faster. Maybe.
Dude, this is a public service announcement. Almost actually, if any CBD oil that you get has a serving size on it, it's just a total random ass stab, just a guess, because I take an incredibly small amount and get all the results because of my particular situation. My dog, my little tiny...
How do you know you're getting all the results?
Because I've tracked it. When I had the Whoop strap on, I had a baseline. I mean, there are a lot of things that I can't track, but there are ones that I can track very clearly. Like I had the Whoop strap on for like 2 years, so I have a very, very, very well-established baseline. And then I started...
Of what? Just HRV?
So HRV, resting heart rate, the amount of time I spend in each sleep cycle, so the difference between deep and REM, how many disturbances I have throughout the night, and the Whoop strap. I mean, you can say all this data.
Emissions.
Exactly. That is a very fancy description for that. That might be what
classy, Benny.
Yeah, that was fancy. But and then it was just it was without a question. My sleep quality went through the roof through higher time spent in REM and deep sleep, easier falling asleep. It was easy to fall back asleep. If I did wake up, I almost never woke up. And then I actually didn't realize this. I came off it just to see if I noticed anything. And after like a week of being off it, I guess it had all cycled out of my system. I was on my way to work and I was a little late. And I was like, holy shit, I'm really stressed out right now. And I never, ever get stressed out anymore. And I realized it was just in general helping with what could have been like low-key anxiety or stress. I don't take it specifically for that, but I know a lot of people do. So anyways, this is not a CBD episode. We're just launching into all of this. And I could talk about it forever. So I'm going to defer to you, Bracken, too.
Sounds like Benny's hooked on drugs.
Dude, those acronyms, man, I can't get off them.
That's not a positive statement.
It's also one said tongue-in-cheek, because clearly I'm not addicted to drugs. I'm very much into the personal growth and recreational fun that can come from psychedelics and some safe researched medicine, but not like I'm not shooting up with needles and doing heroin and meth. But I'll talk with anybody who wants to talk about shrooms.
Well, it sounds like you could stop anytime you wanted, right?
Well, how about the fact that I haven't done anything in like 4 months and I'm completely fine?
False.
Yeah, he's just stressed out when he doesn't take his CBD.
I just almost have to kill somebody on the way to work without my CBD.
All right, Aaron, NORAM, like I know you've gone over this a bunch, but NORAM was a super positive step forward for you. And now we're kind of coming to more of your bread and butter. What are you looking at for the rest of this year? Like realistically, what are you shooting for? Are you trying to take down a world title? Are you to that point in your thinking yet? Or do you think you need another year yet before you can attack that?
I imagine I need another year, but I'm going to probably just go ham at World Championships and see what happens.
Are you in the mode where like, I'm going to hit the top of that climb first, or are you just going to get out and race and see what happens?
No, I don't really want to hit the top of the first. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be the same exact thing it's been because they've been throwing 0 curveballs at us. And yeah, so I think I just want to like get to the top in like the top 5 or something just because I go uphill well. And then I've actually like finally figured out how to descend well. Like now that my ankle finally.
You had to do that well at NORAM.
Yeah, it was good. I actually like descended with Ryan Kempson, so that felt good.
And he's I'd say he's like in North America a top 3 or 4 descender.
Yeah, like he ran his way into 4th in both Big Bear and Utah just from descending.
Wait, really? Yeah. Who except for Albin is a fantastic downhiller who's not from North America?
Right, I'm not counting not North America. I said top 3 in North America, top 4.
That's what I'm saying is they're almost all from North America. So he's that good?
No, the Europeans are crazy on downhills. They can all run downhills.
Right. But none of them have a name for downhill running, like Lima or like.
Well, over here they don't, because they only come over here once a year for Tahoe, right. And most don't live at altitude, and they don't do those long, steady grind with big carries. But over there, like, they're all known the way that our guys are known over here.
I apologize, Europeans and South Africans.
Oh, no, I don't think there's anything to apologize for. I just think that if we took our entire North American field and went over for a toughest series or the European Spartan Championship, that we would have a bunch of them that would humble a bunch of us.
That would be so cool.
I still think North America is the strongest OCR contingent, but I believe that their cream of their crop can hang with the vast majority of the cream of ours.
I would love to see that.
Like Johnny went over there last year and took third at European championships, and a bunch of people like cramped and crumbled, and he just descended and caught a bunch.
Wow.
But, Johnny might win worlds this year. He might not. He might, but like.
He got second, you're saying, Aaron?
I thought he got second.
It could have been.
And then they won him his prize money because he wasn't European and then wasn't actually in the rules. And then they like gave him the prize money, but not the placement. It was weird.
That's weird.
So anyways, back to your performance in Tahoe.
Oh.
Any competitive athlete has their, here's what my goal is, but then there's that thing that's always going through their mind during workouts. Like, this is what's going to be happening. And it'd be crazy if yours wasn't to try to win Tahoe. But when you're doing that, who are the guys that you're picturing running down or chasing at Tahoe?
In all likelihood, like, I'll probably not win because there's some good runners out there and there's not a whole lot of obstacles is kind of the issue. Is like that's why I did well at NORAMs, is because the obstacles are hard, whereas at Spartan nobody fails obstacles. So like the opportunity for like Woodsy to get stuck on something is not there, like for somebody to just like mess something up, like Kempson kicking the bell, like nobody does that in a Spartan race now. So it's just a pure runner's race. So it's a little more cut and dry, but it's also like at altitude, there's like some cold. So there's opportunities to jump in and like mix up the results. But yeah,
Aaron, I didn't realize you were so good at obstacles. Like, that was the only place I've seen it. I feel like you can't really stand out on obstacles at a Spartan race. You just do them. There's no real amazing way to do Spartan race obstacles that make you stand out. So that was my first time seeing, like, you're the only person I think in the pro wave that effectively did that. The Kempson's brothers design, I think it was on the team race. I think you're the only one that did it like that.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much like if you can, like, I've climbed like V11, V12, which like in the bouldering world, as far as like professionally goes, it's not that good. But like as far as like recreationally goes, like that's like bumping up against pro level.
But there's
I think what people forget I think what people forget is that Atkins is kind of like revered as the North American grip champ, right? And he deserves all that attention, but like in the climbing world, Ryan sits significantly below Aaron in like what climbing really is. And Aaron doesn't get that. And this is not a slight towards Ryan at all. He's fantastic at what he does. But I think people, because Aaron hasn't been healthy and people haven't watched him do obstacles, they don't realize that like he's not the runner who doesn't make world championship podiums because he's bad at obstacles. It's that he's hamstrung at these races. His obstacles, realistically, his grip is good or better than Ryan's, and you don't hear people talk about that ever. Well, I first saw Aaron. I didn't really race against you ever until Tahoe, and we just like saw each other briefly. But I first saw you do an obstacle in Alabama this year. No, Jacksonville, and it was beater when it was raining. And Yatsko had just failed it, and I had just like gone at 90 and like squeezed my way through it. And as I ran away, I thought someone's going to fall off this. And I saw you just ape swinging and skipping things. I was like, oh man, I wouldn't even think about trying it with it wet. And you just did it. And that kind of opened my eyes to it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not going to fall off anything. Like, I've never failed an obstacle, and I'm pretty much never going to fail. Actually, that's not true. I failed one at NORAMs because the lady didn't give us any directions, and it was like this like weird cutie thing.
What? Oh, the centipede worm thing.
I have no clue. It's like put your feet above your head and like scoot along, and then I didn't understand it. Me and Kempson both failed it and then had to run back.
Dude, just before we get back to you, in case nobody has said this on a podcast yet, I was volunteering Saturday and Sunday, and during the Saturday race, Kempson comes flying into the festival area. We're talking about Ryan Kempson. He comes up to he comes up to his brother, Matt Kempson's obstacle, dives out, does the perfect elite form, flies through an obstacle that takes the age divisions like 30 seconds, does it in like maybe 2 seconds. And then this mofo kicks the bell. And I just look at him like, Ryan, you can't kick the bell, turn around. And he knew like the second he hit the ground, but I was like, what? You kicked the bell? That hasn't been allowed for like 3 years in any race. So it was
Savage. I just found out 2 weekends ago or 3 when I ran it, you can kick the bell there. And I didn't do it because it's like ingrained in me not to do it now.
Yeah.
There's a great video of Kempson doing that. His brother is, I think, filming it, and his brother's like, yeah, Ryan, get it right. No, you can't do that.
You got to send this to me. Yeah, you got to send this to me.
I don't have it. It's on Instagram, though.
Okay, anybody who has this, please send it to me. I was just, I couldn't believe the irony that it was the brother that did it on his brother's obstacle. But Aaron, before we get away from your rock climbing, there are a lot of people in the sport who are good at rock climbing, maybe not to your level, but you really don't have to be at your level to do good in obstacle course racing. And so I'm talking about the way you handle yourself through obstacles. Like Ryan is never going to fail anything, but you never see him do drastic, insane things. Like you have a gymnastic approach and understanding of your body to be able to do stuff like that. And that's what I'm talking about. Like Hunter, I could say is good at obstacles because he doesn't fail things because he's so strong, but he's not good at obstacles. Hunter is he muscles through stuff and he has the strength to get through it.
He's an ungangly force of nature through obstacles.
Yes, exactly. And so that was cool to see you exhibit that. And because of that, I'm wondering, are you going to London? You going to OCR Worlds?
Yeah, I am going to London.
Which races?
So let me backtrack first. So I was like a competitive, like competition rock climber. So that means that like we would essentially like do a 3-hour-long qualifier and then go to finals where it's like 6 people duke it out on like 4 really gymnastic, like jumpy boulder problems. And so it's like the pressure's on and like you can't mess up, and it's like all this like jumping to small holds. So that's kind of why like that it all makes sense to me. Whereas like if like Nicole's a great rock climber, but she doesn't competitively rock climb, so I don't think it clicks quite as much. But yeah, on to OCR though. Yeah, I think I'll do the 100-meter thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the 3K and the 15K.
Are you gonna do the team race too? You're probably gonna throw that in there.
Yeah, I think so. I raced 4 times at NORAM, so I might as well race 4 times there.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Now, I know you backtracked unintentionally to stay there, but I want to go back to that because you made a really good point there, that there's this big difference between having this incredible grip strength to be able to stay on an obstacle and having the skills to be able to traverse an obstacle very quickly or efficiently. And there is a big disconnect with that. You see some really strong people who take forever on obstacles or sometimes fail one because they get like, they don't have, their hands get dumb on them and they can't get through. And then there's people that don't have great grip strength, but they just know how to get through an obstacle.
Well, let's be real. I mean, Ryan Kent at Seattle failed the Z-Wall on Saturday, and then Ryan Kent on Sunday failed the Z-Wall in the exact same spot. So, like, being strong and being good at obstacles are, like, 2 drastically different things.
Yeah. That shirt that Bracken is wearing is a very painful personal reminder of what we're talking about here. He's wearing a Grit Game shirt, and I made our team get second place because it came down to a dead hang challenge. And I can obstacle with Ninja Warriors. But if you make me stay in one spot and just hang there forever, I suck. I do not have good grip strength. I just move through obstacles efficiently, and so it never even messes with me. So, yeah, I'm a testament to that.
Yeah, it's like whatever the opposite of a vicious circle is. It's like the stronger you get, the less time you spend on obstacles, so the less like it taxes your grip because you're not on it for very long. Like, I was on Kempson's obstacle for like literally a second and a half. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah, I saw that video too. You swung through and kind of bypassed the second net, right?
Yeah, like jumped to the first net, swung to the second net, and then hit the bell. So, like,
Yeah.
Anybody who can't conceptualize, which you can't if you haven't seen it, go to OCR World Championships' Instagram, maybe their Facebook, and just like flit around through some of the images of the obstacles. Some of the best obstacles that North America has ever seen were at this race. Like incredibly well designed. The Kempson's obstacle, it would tempt you with this ring hanging out in front of you to do a drastic movement. And if you had the skill and the obstacle IQ to complete it, you could complete this in like less than a second. That's not an exaggeration. If you couldn't, then you were stuck hanging there and you realized, oh, this was a bad move. Or if you were smart and you realized you couldn't do it, you could still do it, but it would take you like 30 seconds. So it was this perfect obstacle that rewarded that next level of athleticism, punished the middle ground who, didn't really know how to assess the obstacle, but still rewarded people with good enough grip strength to get through it. There's no other obstacle like that I can think of. Like Spartan rigs, there's really only a couple ways to do them. You might save a second or two on somebody, but there's no real payoff for an obstacle specialist. And Aaron, I'm not going to say he got, was it third or second?
I got third in the 3K, second in the 15K.
I'm not going to say you got those because it was just because of the obstacles. You obviously are a strong runner, as your name shows, but that made up a lot of time on people who couldn't do that.
Who changed my name? How did you do that?
Sneaky. Dude, I'm the host. I can do anything I want.
Hey, Benny, that's a pretty good point. And this kind of goes off what, Aaron, you were saying about Spartan. It's not just the fact that most people that are up in the top 10 don't fail obstacles at Spartan anymore. It's that there's not even any moves to be made anywhere other than climbing, carrying, or descending, or on the flats, because like a good rig versus a bad rig is a second and a half or two. A good monkey bar, they're formulaic obstacles. There's a formula to get through, and you can't really deviate much from it other than skipping holds, where the obstacles that you just kind of showed out on, those are 5, 7, sometimes 10-second obstacles. And that's something that can take a great runner a half mile to make up one obstacle. And that doesn't exist currently in Spartan.
Yes, it essentially made it took Woodsy essentially a minute longer than I did to get through the obstacle gauntlet at the bottom where he got stuck. But like more than that, like it just like killed his running after that. So like I think in reality it probably cut like 3 minutes off of like how fast Woodsy could have gone. So like for me that's like huge because it's like not only did I go a minute faster on the obstacles, but it like slowed him down because he took so long on the obstacles and had to like try so much harder that like it slowed down his running. So like
and there are non-physical things that affect your gas tank, and one of those is losing ground on non-running portions. Like if you and I come into a rig together and I drop off 15 feet behind you, that is psychologically damaging. And you get back and maybe it pisses you off at first and you push you floor it and you catch back up. But after 6, 7, 8 times of having to make up 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, now it's a physical taxing and it's mentally taxing. And that is the easiest way to disrupt a great runner, is to break their stride. And you can break it physically and you can break it mentally out of that rhythm. And again, people are too good at Spartan race right now. The formula has been figured out, and so it's just a running contest, which isn't bad for what Spartan is, but it's very different than what a broken running OCR course is. Broken running is so much different than unbroken running.
Yeah, and like the longest an obstacle take, I mean most of the obstacles take is like, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, the rest are tasks.
Yeah, the rest are like carry a bucket up and down a hill. Like I can flip the tire in like, I don't know, 8 seconds. Like I went into the tire with Kent in Utah and I flipped it faster than he did. Like that's not hard anymore, like for anyone. Like nobody should really fail that.
Yeah, unless it's in a swamp. Like it's just
like Chicago where I didn't go.
Yeah, but really outside of anomalous races, people get it. And so it just comes right back to it's a running race, which again, that's the nature of Spartan race, but it is cool to see these other races and do them where you realize technical savvy still matters and broken running still matters. That's why I'm excited for West Virginia, because broken running matters there. Are you racing West Virginia?
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm like pumped because I've like just been on the East Coast bathing in humidity and like running technical trails. And
Yeah. And there's a lot of bushwhacky technical sections that they can use in West Virginia. And because Hammond and Garfield are out there, they're going to use the bushwhacky technical sections, and it's all broken. There are stretches where you can get into a rhythm and roll, but there are an equal number of stretches where it is broken running constantly.
yeah, I haven't done West Virginia, but it seems like a oddly fair course. Like it's not at altitude. It's like still got a good chunk of elevation change, and it's like not all off trail. It's like pretty runnable in some places. So
I put it up there with Glen Rose, Texas, and Asheville as the three like most fair courses in terms of reward all skills. Glen Rose is probably third place.
Why Glen Rose?
Because they have some technical, nasty cactus-filled areas to run. They have dirt roads. They have these short little like ridges to run up and down that are steep and long enough. You know, it can take 30 seconds to get to the top. So it's enough of a hill, and the beast there becomes a running contest. But a super and a sprint there is very much, you got to have everything. You can't just run. You can't just climb. You can't just run technical. You can't just run smooth. But Asheville and West Virginia, I think, are the two most all-encompassing skill set races, which makes West Virginia a really cool race. And I think if they ever wanted to hold the best like U.S. championship ever, a West Virginia Super would probably be like the ultimate media ground.
be down with that.
I like that. Yeah, I'm excited.
So are you pumped for this, or is this not mountainous and altitude-y enough for you?
No, I'm pumped about it. I mean, I'm not going in being like I'm gonna like win the thing, but I'm gonna probably try. So I don't know.
Are you backing off a little bit, or are you just full speed ahead towards Tahoe?
No. No, I'm not really backing off very much. Like I did a speed workout today, so not like super tapering or anything.
Nice. What'd you do today?
Oh, just 3 by mile, but it's like
Flat?
entirely. Yeah, like flat, rolly on like a gravel road.
On what kind of rest?
4-minute rest because I didn't really remember what the rest was that I was supposed to do.
That's enough rest that you could rev it a bit. What'd you run?
I have no clue. That's kind of why I ran it on a dirt road, because my GPS is a Sunto and it doesn't work essentially on the East Coast. Like there's like too many trees. As soon as I go into the trees, it just like craps the bed. Like it just gives me random paces.
So Sunto not so great for trail running?
Not on the East Coast. It's like totally fine in Colorado. I think it's just this model, and I think it's like mine in particular really sucks because people don't suck that much.
So just covering all bases in case Sunto wants to sponsor you. I'm not saying it's your brand, guys. It's just my unit.
Well, I was sponsored by Sunto, but no longer.
Oh.
So when you say the workout I was supposed to do, who's writing your training these days?
I just had I was doing like workout with like Nell and Dylan Maraglia at the Speed Factory, and she was like, you'd probably do better if you had a coach. And I was like, cool, you're hired. And she's like, oh, I didn't mean me. And I was like, not too bad, you're hired. You have to do it now.
So how long have you been with Nell?
About 2 weeks.
Okay.
No, that's not true. 1 week.
So life-changing thus far.
Yeah. She started coaching me on the Thursday before NORAM, but didn't give me any workouts until this Tuesday. So I don't know if her coaching helped, but
You've never missed a podium with her coaching.
It's true.
True, yeah.
Clean record.
And she invented a new workout, 3 by mile.
Yeah, it's a brand new workout.
Hey, while we're talking about workouts, what's your workout of the week?
What it used to be was like essentially 4 by 1,500 feet of climbing, in whatever form that looked like. And
I like that.
Exclusively because I couldn't really run downhill because it hurt so much. So I was just like, I'm going to become an uphill monster, but it helped a ton.
So what is that, like 15, 16 minutes of climbing or so?
Oh, I wish. No, it's like...
Or is that like 20?
Yeah, if it was like 15, 16, that's close to the pace for like the VK world record. Cause
I didn't know if you meant treadmill or not, because Nordic track does not count feet the same as real life.
No, it does not. Yeah, I saw like the Bears stats on some stuff, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's not real.
Nope, it's not. But I found that the effort is relative. I'd say it's like 0.9 equivalent effort to real world.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Give or take a few.
I'm sure it's just nice to just sit there and grind on a treadmill instead.
No.
Back down.
Some people might think so. I think it's awful, but if you don't have a mountain, it's nice. Or if you're injured.
Yeah. I mean,
like recovery days, sometimes if I'm beat up, I'll just put it on 20 and run for an hour rather than run flat or have to come down a hill. But no, it sucks.
Yo, did you guys hear about Chris Rogloski running 100 miles in Houston when it was like 100 degrees yesterday?
No.
It's freaking crazy. Totally random. But
well, so back to the Nordic track thing and related to the 100-mile thing. My friend Pat has like he's like one of the best ultra runners in the U.S. Pat Reagan, and he ran like 13 hours at the Javelina 100, which is in the desert and like 100 degrees essentially. But whole for the rest days, just like get on a treadmill. I think it might be a Nordic track, and just set it at like 20 or 30% and just hike for like an hour or 2 hours because he lives in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, it's
Savannah.
It's a good call with Savannah there. Like molasses off your tongue.
Like molasses. Aaron, do you get the reference?
No.
We're not going to say it. Any of you fans listening, if you know what we were just quoting or referring to, send us a message. And we're not going to give you anything, but we'll high five you.
Give you some CBD oil.
Give you some, no, just the feather.
You can rub Bracken's bald head.
That's right. I'll put CBD oil on my head, and then you can rub my head.
I wonder if that'll make you smarter.
Grow back?
What'd you say?
You think it would make your hair grow back?
Probably, but it would grow back differently. It would grow back more in tune with this world.
It would go back.
Its vibrations would be a little different, Aaron.
Be spiritual really hair.
Chakra. Wait, so are you bald by choice or bald by like not choice?
Both. I started buzzing my head in college, so it was already short. And my first year of teaching, I started noticing like it just looked a little thinner in some spots. And I decided early on, like I was never going to do a comb over or hide it. And so I just buzzed it like no guard like that next day. Like, that's it. I'm not messing around with this. And then it kind of just progressed to, I was tired of like buzzing my head 3 times a week. And like my skin was always a little irritated. So I just started shaving it and it worked great. Well, like now at this point, I think like probably like right here is receded back and here is receded back. But I don't know. I'm not super like proud to be bald, but at the same time, I think I'm going to look the same for like the next 20 years because I won't have a head aging process.
It's true. Speaking of hair, what happened to yours, Aaron? I just saw you like a week ago and you had a big old curly thing going on.
Yeah, you look so presentable and housebroken right now.
Oh, really?
Because no, he turned his head. Never mind.
There's a mullet back there.
Just face forward and you're very housebroken.
Baby. Yeah, so I buzzed the sides down because I found my brother's buzzer. And I shortened the top a little bit, but the mullet's coming back. You know, I want the mullet back. I don't think I did a very good job on this upper part.
So like in these moments, what does Nicole see? Like is she attracted to like
she likes the mullet,
derelict?
She says. I think she likes the mullet because like nobody else wants to come near me when I have the mullet. But then
that's true. It's like bear spray for women.
Yeah, but then she's like, I don't like your neck beard. And I'm like, this is like the total opposite of what you're saying about the mullet. Because like you like the mullet because like girls don't come after me, but you don't like the neck beard because it's ugly. I like the neck beard, you know?
I think that's just her way of saying she's a down-home country girl and she likes the mullet. She just doesn't want to admit it.
So she
the mullet's in the back. You can still like get the full picture and not have to see it.
Dude, we thought you looked totally like just like all clean cut, and then you turned.
You're sitting here in a Patagonia hoodie inside of a house.
What's happening?
A haircut.
Yeah, I'm just falling apart.
Your derelict is the absolute perfect description for Aaron's previous fashion statement.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very apt.
This is actually, I think, probably the only article of clothing that I own that has been bought in like the past like 2 years. Oh wait, that's not true. No, I got some pants because I got the exact same pants that I had because mine had like giant holes in them. So I bought some pants.
That's good.
So all your other clothes have been stolen or gifted?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, entire.
So you really need that Spartan deal for next year again.
Dude, I need any Spartan deal. If Spartan could give me any deal at all, that'd be great. I can't say what I have, but any deal would be great.
You got to make some more podiums, get some of that podium cash for the merch credits.
Yeah, you know, I've only run 24 Spartan races this year, so.
Holy shit.
I didn't say run more. I said get the merchandise credit.
Dude, so can I talk about? I think I can. I've maxed out the merchandise credit. I'm not allowed anymore.
Good job for you.
Yeah, so with my last ones, I bought like some resistance bands and stuff, but yeah, I no longer have.
So that answers a question of mine. I was wondering if it would like slip through the cracks because I think I'm right at the limit. They're gonna catch me.
Yeah, they'll stop you.
Man,
it's not like the good old days. Robert Coble ran the pro team.
So what?
Like, you get some shitty Reeboks. You get some shitty Reeboks.
Like you just create your own invoice form and turn it in. Yeah, it looks good.
Man, Bracken, you wouldn't happen to be a medium in those 2-in-1 Spartan shorts, would you? Because I just spent $70 buying one freaking pair of them.
Really?
Why would you spent? Oh wait, yeah, they're great shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
You know what I did, Benny? I got them for free with my merge code, and then I cut the compression out of them.
What?
Oh yeah, because the compression is so dumb. Like, why would you have 2-in-1 shorts?
Because I don't want my junk bouncing everywhere. That's why.
Well, then wear like some sort of running brief or something.
Or just have shorts that have built-in compression to them.
Not compression. The compression in those shorts weighs twice as much as the short itself.
Oh no, really?
No, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna love them.
They don't pay. They make you pay for shipping. So I just sent back a small that I got because I thought I was going to fit a small and not even close. And so
base it on your groin size, Benny.
Dude, hey, promise you never talking about my super small penis. But yeah, apparently, I suck. All right, so they're going to be heavy when they get wet. All right, whatever.
Dude, just wear some splitties. Come on, be a man.
Wear some what?
Split shorts.
I'm wearing them right now. Check them out. Yep, show some leg. Oh.
Dude, my first, when I got into obstacle course racing was my first introduction to like real sports. And so I bought a bunch of like 1-inch split shorts. And immediately I was like, I need to throw away all these photos. I can't use any of them. Not because of how high they were, but because my junk was just like saying hi to everybody. I can't do it.
That's the point.
No, I'm kind of I'll call myself a unicorn when it comes to split shorts because I love split shorts, but I hate the liners. I cut the liners out of all of my running shorts, and then I own running briefs that I wear instead. And there's no floppage, there's no accidental poke out, there's no discomfort. It's the best of both worlds for me.
You guys, how do you find the perfect short where Spike stays in one pocket and he's not like switching to the middle, left or right the entire
time? I wear compression, bikini cut running briefs underneath, and it keeps me in one spot.
No, bikini cut.
Flop all around. I enjoy it.
Yeah, and I hate that feeling.
No, I love it. I can't stand compression because I feel like it's just like down one leg or the other.
That's what I'm talking about. I've never tried this bikini style though. That sounds really uncomfortable.
I am retractable when I start running.
That's
I practically disappear.
Jabba goes back in the hut.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. It's like a little acorn.
So I don't have to worry about there's not like a leg option. It's just like belly button south.
You know, I was just looking actually at Nicole's butt in Stratton, and she was she was walking next to Woodsy, and both their butts were right next to each other. And I was like, I think literally the only difference between these two in the way they look is one is wearing compression, one is wearing split shorts. So I think if Woods put on compression shorts, like all runners except for VJ, he's got a huge ass, have like the same size butt. Like Aaron, you got a tiny butt, right?
No, I got a pretty good butt.
Probably not. He's a really good climber. Yeah, climbers have booties.
Killian doesn't have a big butt. He's a good climber.
Yeah, Killian's different.
Yeah, that's just what I'm saying. But I was thinking about that because I was going to say, Bracken, you could just wear compression shorts at this, or girl shorts. Never mind, disconnecting the brain.
Yeah, you should wear girl shorts, Bracken.
No, if you can retract it, then yeah. All right.
Maybe I do already.
Let's
All right, rapid fire time.
We started later than we normally do, so we're not going to go to 2 hours with this one. So let's do some rapid fire in the direction of ending this episode. Wait, by the way, I got to say this once. The number one feedback that we get is, hey, we want to hear more of Benny and Bracken's response to the questions they ask the guests. So we started doing that. Can you guys guess what the second most feedback is?
I don't want to hear you guys talk about yourself so much.
It's, Benny, shut the hell up. We don't want to hear about your stories as much. And it's like, sorry, guys, can't appease you all. You're second most. The number one wants to hear.
Benny, I did something that made me feel terrible. I read our iTunes reviews.
We have those?
Don't read them.
Have an iTunes?
Oh, wait. Oh, the ones that are all angry about Hunter?
Nope.
Oh, they're about us? No, just me.
Just don't read them.
Okay. Wow, they're that bad, huh?
Don't read them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go read this tonight. I'm excited.
Now everyone's.
Well, we're gonna have to do like a drunk reading of this, Benny, where one show you can all get hopped up on CBD and you can read all of our negative reviews.
Man, sounds like they weren't too nice on the Benny train, but yeah, that's okay. The more haters you get, the more levers you got. So whatever.
It probably doesn't.
Hey, they're
help
talking about us.
just know that you guys have an iTunes account.
I really didn't know that. I kind of thought everybody listened to us on like Spot. I'm not in the Apple world, so I forgot that's where most people even.
It's probably one person that like still has their iTunes login and they just go on there and write bad reviews.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell myself.
All right.
It's
Well,
actually just Hunter.
It's Hunter and Macaulay.
just chiming in. Okay. Rapid fire. Aaron, or Bracken, you started. You always got a good one.
Yeah. Well, I like to start out with footwear. So give me your top 3 running shoes of all time.
Ooh, all time. Currently, I like racing in the extreme, but we're gonna go back. The S-Lab Sense 2, the like white and red ones. Those look great. Also, what broke my ankle, but whatever. I'll glance over that for how good that shoe was.
Did they break your ankle or you broke while in them?
Oh, I broke while in them in like the middle of like a 6-hour effort. And then probably the original. It's a tough. It's like a toss up between the Asics Tarzer, the like clack 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 with the like plastic spikes on the bottom, and the Hyperspeed 4.
Ooh, I had Hyperspeed 3 and 5.
Dude, I like crushed the 4s. I put like 1,000 miles in them.
Were those white and red?
They had like orange waffle bottoms. They were like good.
The 3s I had white and with gold accents, and they were. Oh, yeah. I could race everything, and they were so fast.
Dude,
I was faster when I wore those.
I love that shoe.
I feel like this is the last area where I will never feel like a real runner. I'm always like, I wear the same damn shoes for everything, and that's it. Like, I got 2 names I could say of what I've worn.
Dude, I get so hard for shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Lisa knows that if I ever leave her, it'll be for a shoe.
Me and Bracken had like a hour-long conversation in Tahoe about like 2 shoes. Like,
in your van.
Yeah. All we talked about was like 2 shoes.
Aaron, maybe we need to have you on as a guest co-host position when we do the shoe tournament 2.0. We'll have you take Benny's place, and you guys can chat about shoes all day.
Oh, do it, because I. Like,
so this is about a year.
Running stores.
A year to the date of our shoe conversation in the back of your van. Yeah. Do you remember what 2 shoes it centered around?
Well, you had the Hoka Nepali ATR that only running warehouse. No, it wasn't the ATR. It was the normal one. And that only running warehouse sold. And what would the other one have been?
Yeah, so we talked Nepali versus Challenger. We talked Scott Supertrack, Nepali, and Nike Lunar Racer.
Oh, Nike Lunar Racer is the bomb. I love that shoe. I would totally put that on my list. Like, if I could, like, rip that bottom off currently and, like, throw some, like, speed cross treads on it, I would race it.
I want them to put that exact shoe with the new, Zoom X foam. That exact shoe.
It would fly. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I always thought if they split that heel in half, they split the whole thing in half, kept the drop, and then put waffle bottoms on, that's my trail racer.
Oh, yeah, totally. That thing would fly.
Bracken, since you apparently are already into home renovations on your shorts for your undercarriage.
Look at back here. This is the renovation room.
You should start a company where you do that for runners. They buy whatever shoes they want, and then you like go into your lab and you mix them together. And
you know what I tried? I tried doing that with Innovate bottoms, putting them onto a pair of Nike Streaks and onto a pair of Lunar Racers, and I was not skilled enough to pull that off.
Oh no!
Dude, that's what I'm doing currently with the VJ shoes. To try and convince them to do it for me. But I'm putting like IROC bottoms or Extreme bottoms on the Max.
Yeah, I told them if you just put Extreme on the Max, or if you put Extreme on the Max and double the Max, now you have
Hoka.
A bulletproof Hoka.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not one that just splits in half immediately.
They can call them the new ELL Extremes because Newell, but new.
Oh, L.
I think you could call them the Kraken.
Or like the Max with like 12 X's.
Yeah,
exactly.
The Max after dark.
All right. Who dream dinner guest?
Yuli Steck.
Who?
Yuli Steck. He died. He's dead. He like fell off.
Who is that?
He's been called the Swiss Machine, but he's essentially why I started rock climbing. He like soloed a bunch of crazy stuff in the Alps, and he's got like all the speed records in the Alps. He like put up a bunch of like first descents in the Himalayas, like solo.
Wow.
Like super fast. But yeah, that guy.
That's nuts.
If you could change one thing about Spartan World Championships to give yourself the best chance of winning within reason, what would you add?
Remember the like rig that they had a long time ago? Is that like the year Max King did it? The rig at like the very end. I want that.
Did you do it?
No, but I am.
You're talking in Killington?
No. It was in Tahoe, I think.
Oh, it was a double rig.
Yeah, but like everyone was like scarred from it. Like Max won't come back.
You know what that rig was? That was a culmination of what happened prior.
What was it?
It was like a 3-hour race. We had done like a 700-meter bucket carry, and then it was a double traverse wall right into that. But people were just shot from the altitude they're racing in the bucket carry.
Yeah, man, that sounds great.
Plus, grip wasn't where it is now in the sport.
Yeah.
Aaron, are you going to be carrying the bucket on your shoulders?
Dude, I haven't even tried it because everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, it's easier to carry it on your shoulder, but it hurts your neck really bad. And I'm like, that doesn't sound fun.
No, it's such a, I mean, I'm assuming it's such a big circumference that, it's going to make you do this the entire time. So even though it sounds way more appealing.
You either have to do it like this and the ridge digs in, or you put it here and it pushes on you.
You know what?
You're just going to go on one shoulder.
How soon until some kind of clothing brand comes out with a padding right here on your neck in your shirts?
Dude, I was thinking about getting like a belt like Atkins and Lindsay like to wear, but with like a tiny hook on the back that I could just like hook the bucket into
Just right.
and then just like reach over and hold it and just like start jogging up the hill.
You could do it on the front too, and you could just like balance your hands on top of it and like rest while your front held it.
Or like wear some suspenders and like just pop them over.
You know, what's the technical rule in that? Because this popped into my head. I have a GoPro chest.
No mechanical aids.
Okay. So I can't like hook it into like a.
It provides a mechanical advantage. You can't do it.
Okay.
I don't want any aids, but mechanical aids for sure.
Gotcha. So not sure yet.
I feel like mechanical aids would be easier to fix
than normal aids. Yeah, this got dark. Next question.
All right. If you could live and train in one place on Earth, where would it be permanently?
Ooh. That's a tough one. Chamonix is quite nice. When I went there, like, this is amazing.
That's a great pick. What, if you were not allowed to do anything athletic ever again, what are you doing with your life? Like what are you filling your day with?
I would just read a bunch. I like to read anyway, so I would just continue to read.
What are you reading right now?
Currently, The Legend of Eli Montress, and which is like, I don't know how to describe it, but also Mistborn, which is very similar.
Yes, Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah,
dude, that is my favorite all-time fantasy series. That series is incredible. Have you?
I've just read Mistborn, I think. I don't know if I've read the rest of them. I'm rereading it for probably like the third time.
Dude, there's 3 more, either 2 more or 3 more. I've read them for like 4 or 5 times. They're so freaking good. Have you read his other stuff like Elantris? Or Elantris isn't that really that good, but dude, all of his books are great. I think Mistborn's the best. But dude, that's so cool. Nobody knows about Mistborn. I'm so excited, Randy.
Yeah. Dude,
3 rapid fire book questions for you. 1 athletic based book everyone needs to read, running or otherwise.
Once a Runner.
Yeah, I feel like it's an initiation into running.
Well, actually, I almost think Again to Carthage is a better book. I
haven't read it.
Have more feels. Oh yeah, it's him just being like a washed up runner and then being like, I'm gonna do it, and then he just like hermits himself and then just like becomes a monster. You know?
Yeah, I didn't want to ruin Once a Runner, so I didn't do it.
Oh yeah, no, I ruined it.
Wait.
Well, no, I
mean, I didn't want to read a crappy book and then have it ruin the taste of my mouth on.
Oh no, it's a great book. Yeah, you should read it. Again to Carthage.
All right, one fiction book that everyone should read.
The Name of the Wind.
Okay, and 1 nonfiction.
Oh.
That can include biographies.
That's tough. I don't know. I mean, I would like to say what is it? Barbara Tuchman wrote a book about World War I and essentially how it started. It's called like The Long Fuse or something. And essentially nobody knows how World War I really started. Every time somebody's like, I've figured it out, this is the reason why, somebody else is like, no, that's not like the reason why, it's because of this. Like there's like a million reasons why World War I started, but like he goes into like so many things. There's just like so many things pile up. It was like the perfect storm of bad things. But
okay.
You just made me realize I literally know 0 reason as to why any war has started except for the one involving the Nazis. But I don't even, is that World War II?
The one involving the Nazis. Yeah, that's
what about the American Revolution? Can you tell me why that one started, Benny?
Yeah, that one makes sense. You can intuit it from the name. That is, wait.
He's going to say slaves. He was going to say slaves.
No. I wasn't. No, I literally wasn't. I was going to say it wasn't that.
The slaves bombed Pearl Harbor, right, Benny? Did you just combine a few wars there?
No. I was thinking it's when what is current America left Great Britain. No?
Yes. Good job.
Oh, shit, yeah. All right, yeah, I got that.
Like, that's basically all of it, yeah.
What war was fought in order to abolish slavery? Kind of.
You know what? I think enough dumps have been taken on Benny in this particular episode. We don't need to add history to it.
Say Civil War and we can move on.
Civil War.
Good job, Benny.
I only know Civil War is where Captain America and Bucky fight. Or Iron Man, sorry.
Come on, Cap and Bucky don't fight in that. They fight in Winter Soldier.
No, first of all, they do fight in that, but they don't have the fight. Yeah, check your memory bank.
There's a chase. I wouldn't call it a fight. He fights Black Panther on that chase.
Dude, he catches his freaking shield. It's the first person to use Cap.
That's not a fight. They fight a SWAT team together. He jumps out and he throws it at him. He catches it, and then he fights Black Panther.
It's not the fight. It is a fight.
That is not a fight.
It's foreshadowing.
If that's a fight, this is a fight.
Well, we're fighting them.
All right. Go on.
Aaron.
Oh, wait. Totally different. But have either of you watched Letterkenny?
No, but I intend to.
Best show ever. It's about like Canadian farmers and
so
it's just amazing. It's so good.
I'm watching Always Sunny, rewatching that on Hulu right now, and Letterkenny always pops up, and like every single line they say makes me like want to giggle a little bit, and I think this would be a great show to watch.
dude, it's like nonstop. Like all I want to do is essentially be the main character and say exactly what he says all the time.
It's not shocking to me. The other day I said to our kids, I said, all right, pitter patter, let's get at her.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh my God, that's so cool. And you're like, yeah, I thought of it myself.
Well, it looks like I got to watch that now. I'm just circulating The Office.
All right. Well, Aaron, anyone you want to shout out before we pull out here? Any sponsors, people helping you other than Nell?
Nicole helps me a bunch, and I live in her van, so thanks, Nicole. But yeah, VJ Shoes helping me a ton, so thanks, guys. And they make great shoes.
Yes, they do.
That guy, VJ Jones, he's the CEO of that company, right?
No, VJ doesn't. I don't know if VJ likes their shoes.
He wants to, but his feet are too wide for most of them, so he's been messing with them a little lately with Extreme and Max. But he used to race in the Ultras, the King MTs.
Yeah, fuck those things.
We stayed in the same cabin at NORAM, and our feet were up on the same table, and we were like, oh, we got the same size feet. And then I told him I wear 10.5s and 11s. And he was like, dude, I work at a shoe store, and I don't wear less than 12s. So what are you doing? And apparently I have no idea how shoes are supposed to fit. My toes splay out and everything, but
they're supposed to fit the way you like them to fit.
Well, but apparently I've been taught the wrong thing of what I'm supposed to like. Like, I like them fitting like a glove, but he's like, that's just because that's how the Nike industry has taught you shoes are supposed to fit, but it's not really it. So
he's
apparently
a California hippie.
Is he?
Yeah, whatever doesn't break your foot.
Yeah.
I think I've been doing pretty good on that then.
Shoes are like relationships. If it works, it works. That's it.
Every 2 months you get a new one.
Yes. I like that one. Heads up, Nicole. All right, Aaron, thanks so much for coming on, dude. Good luck. We're seeing you next in Virginia.
West Virginia this Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, dude. We'll see you throwing down.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. See you, man.
Peace.
Visit ObstacleDominator.com for show notes, training, and racing resources. And leave your question for Benny and Bracken.